Hello everyone. This is just my daily check-in. So as I committed with my friends to record videos, long form videos for the next 30 days, we're gonna start with that, and then we will see what will happen after that. So today I had the chance to have very amazing calls with my brothers, and actually we have this chance every single day. But I will say that this is not something that I take for granted because tomorrow is not given, and every time you have the chance to invest time, energy, attention with the people that you care about, that you love, and that you truly see yourself building a life together, like a lifestyle that has actual coherence and amazing potential. Well, I will tell you this: once these minds, once these souls, they come into contact, the amount of raw creativity and power from these ideas is absolutely mind-boggling. I'm like, you could be on these calls for like only 5 minutes. Like literally, like one of our friends, he said that like only 5 minutes of the full hour, and he was already feeling like so amped up and energized from this conversation. Because when you are with the right people, what happens is that you really start to see the world differently. You start to see the world with less boundaries, and there's an affirmation that I still say, I'm a global citizen. And today that sentence, that affirmation was reflected back to me. And we didn't plan like, oh, we're to say that exact sentence, but just I heard it because this is something I used to say to myself for years, as why would we need to have only one home in one place? Why not have the world to play with? Why not have the world to have houses everywhere and communities built where it's good to be there. It's good to have time together there, and really make a difference. So I feel like it's very important for you to prioritize these kind of meetings. I understand that you may have other responsibilities, job, family, other things, but I would say at least once a week, gather with people who have similar interests to you and that challenge you to think outside the box. And another of our friends in the group, he said this morning, once you make it outside the box, don't try to go back in. And I feel like it was a very beautiful way to see that, because often when we work on our growth, we will go to some extent, to a certain degree, we're going to have some breakthroughs, transcend some limiting beliefs, but then it can be very fast to go back in the old patterns if you're not conscious, aware of what's going on, and are the triggers really out of the question, or they just repeating, and they might have some layers to that. So I also think you have to be compassionate with yourself. Like, it's one thing to be hard and like wanting to grow and go faster, and there's some value in that. But also, if you know there's like a lot of layers to let go of a specific topic, and it's harder, and just it's okay if you just let go 10% today, and maybe tomorrow it will be another 15%, maybe one day it's 3%. But as you get day by day, you start to feel more like yourself. You feel you're more empowered. Your voice might change, like you feel more confident in everything you do, in who you are as a person. And I've noticed a big difference in myself if I compare with a few months ago, even a few weeks ago. I would overthink this kind of videos 1,000 times. Like, I would just, yeah, I mentioned this at a different time, but like just pressing this red button was was difficult for me to even imagine. I was just so worried about what people will think of me. But the truth is, why would they care about who I'm perceived to be? I don't know if that makes sense. Like, if you decide to make content, if you decide to make videos, you have to do it first of all for you. This can be just like a documentary. I'm just documenting my journey, and that's something that has been recommended by many mentors I had in my life, to just show up and see what's possible, see what's there, because we might look back at these videos. Now it's in end of the year 2025, December 20th. Today is. I will look back at these videos 6 months from now, a year from now, in this in this bedroom exactly, with this wallpaper, and then just remember that it started with the humble beginnings, but there was something bigger at play, something way bigger, and it's my pleasure to be here and just be able to make you realize some things, not have any expectations of how you should perceive this message, how well you will receive it, but just share for the sake of sharing, because I've been journaling for years. I was speaking about this morning with my brother. Millions of words have been written in journals. And what for? Like, if the wisdom, if the experience is not coming out to touch the life of others like you guys, then I mean, it has some value as me, as an individual, for sure. Maybe with my family to some extent. But the real work begins when you can take what you learned, what you've been through, the hardship you've been through, and start to speak about it and teach others. How did you overcome these challenges? How did you make the best of a specific situation that at the time might have felt completely overwhelming, completely unsurmountable, and somehow you found a way, and God helped you to find a way also through that. I would say that one of the biggest benefits of my hardship, of the things I've been through, is my connection to God. I used to want to do things by myself a lot, and just like having faith that I can find a way, but not the level of faith with a capital F, like when you truly know that everything will be all right, even in the hardest moments. When you are on your knees, you are asking for a solution, you don't know what's next, and somehow, at the very last moment, the solution happens. The solution shows up. The solution appears. And it requires great humility to be able to ask for help. And sometimes it will come from people that you don't even know. Like, you might have one specific idea. You think, oh, the solution must come from this angle. But you might also be limiting yourself in terms of channels of resources, abundance, help, if you only focus on one thing. And maybe God is saying that this is not the best way for you to receive what you're asking for. That actually, that message right here, I can really resonate with that. I mean, to speak to myself, which is also the goal of these messages, is just to talk to myself and see if there's any other wisdom that can come true as I'm speaking to this phone, theoretically, but really I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to your heart, and I really trust that those who are ready to hear this will hear it. No more filters, no more censorship, no more overthinking, just raw authenticity, and not being afraid to show all parts of my personality, all aspects of my life. I had this conversation with my friend again this morning. Like, people are just afraid to be human. They are afraid to show that they are human. I'm a human, you're a human, but we are just going in the world with this facade that, oh, everything is going well, or we have our stuff together. But have you really taken the time to sit with somebody who maybe they look like they were not doing okay, and you just truly listened to them, and you really made an effort to make them feel understood and seen before being understood yourself. That's coming from this book here. It's a classic, but if you guys are asking, seek first to be understood and then understand. No, sorry, the opposite. Seek first to understand and then be understood. Yeah, that's the correct order. So yeah, guys, I think that's it for today. I had no, like, how many minutes I was supposed to talk. I will never ask myself this question, to be honest. I will just sit or walk and talk and see what comes up. So that's it for now. I wish you a blessed day. May God protect you and your loved ones. You are very loved. If nobody told you today, I love you, and have an amazing rest of your day. Talk soon.